Hello everyone, my name is Velchivz. How are you doing today? So the Xbox has posted a new um, page regarding how their licensing will work on games. Now, I usually do a video about video game news and stuff like that, but this one I feel like it's gonna be quite long, as long as just for the Xbox One. So I'm gonna make this one, just this video by itself, and then I will make the other video with all the video game news. I'll leave the links. So if you're watching this and you want to see the other one, you can go to it and check it out. Alright, so let's go on with it. Alright, so one of the first things that they talk about is that regardless whether you buy the digital version or the disc version, you'll be able to purchase it on the day of release. But if you buy the disc version, you will get a digital copy with it. Basically, if you are into PC gaming, you buy, let's say, Skyrim, you get the digital version from Steam, and of course you need to activate it on Steam, which is the case here. You get the disc, you activate your game on your Windows Live account, and it will tie up into your account, and you'll be able to play it. You will not need to have the disc to play the game. Now, the only reason why would you want to have the disc will be if you want, for once, you have collection and you want to, show your game library in a case or something like that, and you have all your games there. Or two, you don't have fast enough internet to download the game, which we are going to talk about in a little bit on how this is also going to work with the internet stuff. But anyway, so the only good thing is for show, and because you don't want to, waste bandwidth, and you don't want to download all this stuff every time you purchase a game. So that's the only, basically, it was like World of Warcraft. You could buy the box and basically just install it without having to need to download it over the internet if you didn't have enough fast internet to do it, or if it will take you too long to do it. So yeah, that not a big issue on that, in my opinion. I think it's actually kind of good because before you only get the disc or you only get the digital, depending on where you bought it. Now if you get the disc, you get the digital with it, which is cool because if your game breaks, if you get scratched, if it gets stolen, if whatever happens, the game is still with you, so you'll be able to re-download it as many times as you want and just keep playing it. And that's a good thing. I think that's actually a pretty neat feature. Now, tied up with that, since your games you buy will be tied up into your account, you'll be able to go to your friend's house or anywhere else that there's an Xbox One, sign in, download and install the game, and you'll be able to play it in that Xbox One. Or you might as well just take the disc and install it over there if the internet connection is not good enough. Now, how is that going to work? If you, for instance, you install the game and you're done, right? You play the game and then you leave the house. Is your signing information going to stay? Is it like going to be an activated Xbox with your account, or is it just going to be a guest login? For instance, I have PlayStation 3. You can have your account activated into different PlayStation 3s, I think up to 2, and you can download your digital purchases between those two back and forth. But if you want to download to a new PS3, you have to deactivate your account from the other one and activate it on another one. That way you're not going around and downloading games to any PlayStation 3 out there. Okay, so is that going to be the case here, where is it just going to be a guess, and as soon as you leave or close the Xbox, your signing information just gets deleted or something, and you have to re-enter it? Or if it stays, can that friend just get into your account and play your games? Now, I believe if that's the case, then you won't be able to play the game simultaneously because it's going to say, well, you're logged in over here, you're logged in over here. That doesn't work. So I think that's going to be the case for that. But anyways, you'll be able to play your games pretty much anywhere, as but the issue is, it's not like it's just easy to carry your game and just you have to install it. It's not just now go there and put the disc in and play it. You have to install the game. Yeah, I mean, that might be an issue, it might not be, depending on how long it takes for the game to install. If it's something easy to do, something quick, then that's fine, but usually it takes a few minutes, and especially if you have to re-download, that's going to take a long time. Imagine you had to download a freaking Max Payne 3 into your console. That, I'm just saying, Max Payne 3 was 30 gigabytes. That's not, at least for PC. I don't know if it's the same size for but they use Blu-ray disc, so it has to be a pretty big disc, pretty big game anyway. So yeah, so that might take a long time. Even if you have a fast internet, it might take a few hours, depending, unless you have a really fast internet. But for the most cases, a game that big, for example, will take you a few hours to download. So yeah, so that's how it's gonna work with your games going around and playing in different places. Alright, now also with that, since you have your account activated to a specific Xbox One, you pretty much, that Xbox One sets up to your account kind of. So when you have games in it, people can just come, turn on the computer, and even if they're not in your account, they can play your games because it's on your Xbox. So for instance, you purchase a game, you install it and whatever, somebody comes and you're not home and they want to play but you're not signed in, they can still play your game because it's installed on that machine, because your account is activated to that machine and your account has that game, so it's all tied up into that one, and basically anybody can just come and play your game without your permission, on as long as it's that Xbox One. Again, I think you can probably deactivate if you get another Xbox One and you trade it, or I don't know, whatever, but you'll be able to basically allow them to play your games, which is something that you can already do. So I don't even know why should that be something that they put here. I mean, that's something that obviously if they didn't give you access to, that would be ridiculous. That would be ridiculous that you don't, like, you buy a game and only you can play it. Oh, but my brother, no, he can't play it because he didn't buy it, you bought it. That would be completely ridiculous, especially for parents who buy games for their children. And if you're more than one child, then he's like, oh, I gotta buy 2 games, one from here and one from her. That that doesn't make sense. That would be too stupid. But anyways, it's in here. You can basically share your entire games with your whole family as long as they're in that Xbox One. I guess that's something. I mean, with all that we're hearing about, I guess it's something to be happy about. But honestly, that's nothing to be happy about. That's something that should be there anyway. So it's not like, don't let somebody give you something that's supposed to be already there and be happy about it. All right, that's not a perk. That's just what you deserve in the first place. So it's nothing to be happy about. But I guess you can be happy that they didn't remove it. And I mean, if that's, I guess. But to me, that's not something good. It's just something that's supposed to be there in the first place. So yeah. Alright, one of the big ones. The ones that, I think it's one of the big one things in here. It says, give your family access to your entire games library anytime, anywhere. Xbox One will enable new forms of access for families. Up to 10 members of your family can log in and play from your shared games library on any Xbox One. Alright, so basically you can let your family members play your games. You can probably, maybe you want to share your game with your brother who is in a different place. Maybe maybe your brother moved to college or something. He has an Xbox One and you have an Xbox One. You two want to share your game? You become in the shared group of your family, and you can play each other's games. So that's cool. I think that's a neat feature. But let's be serious. You could do this before already. I mean, you could have already just say, here you go, take my game and play it, and then I'll play it. Now, the only good thing about this is that both of you can play at the same time. So if you bought Forza 5 and your brother is far away from you, he can also play Forza 5 because he can download the digital copy and both play at the same time. Now that's for 2 people. Okay, so it says up to 10 members can share this their games. Alright, there's 2 possible ways that this is gonna work that I could think of. Alright, maybe something else. There's one which I don't think it's gonna happen, and there's the second one which I think it's gonna happen. Alright, so the first one, I'm gonna say the first one. The first one is, are you gonna be able to link your Windows Live accounts? For example, you create a family group and you say, alright, well, I'm gonna pick you as my family member, you as my family member, you as my family member, pick 9 people, and then you will be 10, and we all gonna be our family group, and we're all gonna share a game. That will leave room for you to put friends and cousins. Cousins, yeah. Friends and, other people that you may want to put, I don't know. But, what I'm saying is, are they gonna allow this? I mean, with all this thing they're doing about use games and things like that, are you just gonna let you go and say, let's just share accounts? Let's just freaking, put your account with mine so I can play your games, and put your account with mine so I can play your game. I really don't think that after seeing what they're doing, after seeing what they're going to, I really doubt that they will go and do anything like that. Alright? Because let's be honest, they say your family, and when they meant your family, they want it to be your family, not your friends. Yes, you might say my friends are my family. Yeah, I know, but That's not what they meant. They meant your family, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, or if you're a parent, your children. Maybe your cousins, but I'm pretty sure even your cousins, they're gonna be like, no. All right. Well, okay. So I don't think that they're gonna make a way where you can just link your accounts. I really don't. What I think they're gonna do is from your account, from your Windows Live account, for example, let's say you're the parent, all right, and you buy the games and you also play the games, but you also have children who play games, all right. So what I think is gonna happen is from your Windows Live account, you will be able to make sub accounts, all right, and from those sub accounts, you will be, give each person that account. For instance, you have your Windows Live account, you make a sub account, name it whatever, and you're gonna say, all right, son, this is gonna be your account. All right, daughter, this is gonna be your account. All right, and like that. Why do I think that? Okay, well, Ultraviolet, I don't know if you heard of Ultraviolet, that, movies on the cloud, watch them anywhere, or whatever thing. Right? That's what they did. Basically, you can share your movies with any family member. They can purchase movies, and you can watch their movies, and they can watch my movies. And the way it works is, if a family member already has a bunch of movies, or a friend of mine, let's say I don't have any family members who use that feature or that service, but I know a friend who does. I'm like, hey, why don't we become like family members so I can watch your movies and watch my movies? It doesn't work. It won't let you. It doesn't let you just yeah. At least now, or when I checked, didn't. Maybe they'll change it later. Maybe, I don't know, but I don't think they will, because then that would just leave room for a bunch of people who already have a lot of movies. Just share all those movies and that's it. What they do instead is you go from your account, from the administrator account, you go in and you pretty much say, okay, I'm gonna make sub accounts and I'm gonna give it to whoever, and then you're gonna say, well, this is a parent, this is a son, this is a daughter, this is a cousin, or whatever. All right, and you can only do on that one, you can only do up to 5. On Xbox One, you can do up to 10. Now, what I'm saying is, suppose you meet someone later on in life, all right, 3 years from now, and they have an Xbox One, and you say, oh, they have a lot of games, and there's games that I want to play with them, or games that they have that I want to play, and you have a lot of games, and maybe the other person says, oh, I want to play your games. Well, why don't we join our accounts into the family group, right? I have space. I don't have that many people who are into my group, so you can join ours, or you can join ours, or we can make one right now. I don't think that's what they want to do, and I don't think they will do that, because then all those games that the other person already bought during those 3 years, you're gonna have access to. And all those games that you already bought over those 3 years, or whatever. I'm just putting an example. The other person will have access to. I don't think they're gonna do that, right? What I think they're gonna do is, from your main account, you're gonna be the administrator. You're gonna make those sub accounts, and you're gonna give them access to whoever is in your family, and you're gonna give them special rights. For example, maybe you have a child, and you're gonna say, all right, you cannot play mature games. You can only play G games, or whatever, E-rated, not G, E-rated, or things like that. I think they're gonna let you do that. You're also gonna be able to give rights who can manage the account. So, for example, what if I want someone else give the permission to add someone to the family group, or remove someone from the family group? I think that's how it's gonna work. I don't think you're just gonna join different accounts and wow, you have a bunch of games because the other person had. I really doubt it. But if they do, it could be a good thing. Maybe later on in the future, if you got a lot of friends and cousins who like to buy a lot of video games, and you share them. Now, here comes the problem though. You may have 10 cousins, and you all make a family group, and then you all just go at it and just buy. Okay, you say this week you're gonna buy this game. Next week I'm gonna buy this game, and next week you're gonna buy that game, and we're all gonna have our every single game. Fuck yeah! Now that's not gonna work, because here's one thing. Each of you will be in the family member group, but each of you has a share folder, and that share folder includes all the games you have. Only one other person, apart from you, can play games from your share folder. So if you're the one, for example, who purchased Forza 5 and Halo 5, there's no Halo 5, but it's according to them, there will be Halo 5. Right? So let's say you have Forza 5 and Halo 5, and you have 2 other cousins who said, oh, I want to play Forza 5, and the other one says, oh, I want to play Halo 5. Well, nope, only one of them can play one of the games, because not more than one person can play from your share folder, excluding you. So it could be you and another person in your family group, and that's it. Right? So There's, you let's say you buy Call of Duty's Ghost for the Xbox One, and all you say, okay, we're sharing our game, so all of us are going to share the same game, and let's all go multiplayer and play Call of Duty Ghost. It's not going to work. Only you and one of those other members will be able to play at the same time that game. So you still have to get more than one copy for that, which makes sense. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's not something to complain about. Nowadays, if you want to play online multiplayer with one of your cousins or friends, they have to get the game and you have to get the game. So it's okay, but at least they have the access to do that. But again, I'm pretty sure that what's going to happen here is sub accounts, not linking accounts. I really don't. Maybe, hopefully I'm wrong. Maybe you can do that. That'd be better. But yeah, I don't. By seeing what they're doing, I really doubt they're gonna let this slide by. I don't know. I hope not. But So earlier, when they said that for you to play used games, you will have to pay a fee, right? That's what the whole thing was going on around. Well, apparently not. There will be no fees for used games. You buy the game and you play it, but only if the publisher allows you to play the used games. All right, which publisher will want you to buy used games and play them? None, because it's not profitable to them. There's no profit. Okay, there's no publisher, right? It's impossible for a publisher out there to say, oh, I don't care about used games. Okay, maybe they might say, we don't like it, but it's fine. All right, it's fine because we understand. That's the most positive thing you can possibly hear, because one, they make no profit from the games they worked on to create, which I understand. So I really doubt there's a publisher out there who say, no, don't do that, let used games be sold. The only thing that they could say will be, I'm okay with it because I understand that you bought a game and you have the right to sell it back. That's the only thing that they could possibly come close to agreement. And that's understandable because it's true. They work, they waste money on it, so they expect to make some profit out of it. But again, if you're making your console in a way where you let the publisher decide whether used games can be bought or not, what do you expect? You're not gonna expect them to just say, "Oh, that's fine. We don't care. The Xbox One made this feature, but we're all gonna opt out of it. We're just gonna be there." But hell no. And another thing, maybe there's small publishers, smaller one, like for example, Deep Silver is still quite small compared to Electronic Arts, Bethesda, and things like that, right? So maybe, Electronic Arts or someone else, they say, well, we don't want you to purchase used games. It's got to be new games. Okay, that's fine. So, okay, they use the feature. But then there's another small publisher who say, well, we really don't care, but if people are already purchasing new games from these other publishers, why don't we just do the same? I mean, if they're buying their games new and they're not, doing a fuzz about it, why shouldn't we just make it no use games too? Well, I mean, another thing, what are you gonna do? You're gonna say, okay, well, this game you can buy a used, this one you can't. Alright, so you're gonna go and buy some games and say, okay, do you have this game? Oh no, you can't buy that one used. What about this one? Oh no, you can't buy that one used, but you can buy this one used. No, it's either you do all of them or you don't do any. It's just gonna create more confusion because then you don't know which is used and which is not. You're gonna get fooled. If you're not doing much research and you just play games just for the heck of it and you don't you're not a lot into the whole what's going on around, you might get fooled sometimes when you go purchase a game on online and say, oh well, this one it can be bought used, and you're like, oh, it can be bought used, I'm gonna buy it. You get it and then you're like, oh, I can't activate it. Why? Because you're not gonna know unless you do some research, which can be done, but let's be honest, not everybody does it and not everybody knows how to, so that's gonna cause some problems in there. Okay, it's gonna be problematic. Now, like I said on my other video long time ago, I said that possibly Microsoft will have some sort of agreement with GameStop and basically said, okay, since you're a big seller of used games and we don't want to screw with you and we don't want you to screw with us, we're gonna allow for you to sell used games and we will not charge that fee, which now it's confirmed that there's no fee. But back then we thought there was. At least that's what they made it sound like. It was on their page and stuff. Maybe they removed it. You know, maybe it was something they said, oh fuck, they're getting mad, let's just remove it. I don't know. Maybe they was, maybe it wasn't. But the thing was, I said that they would probably come to an agreement with GameStop where, you know, they'll say, okay, from every used sale you made, you gotta give us part of it, alright? So you can buy used games, instead of giving $1 to the customer, give them 50 cents. And those 50 cents that you made extra will come to us. Now that's just an example, right? But that's, you know, what I was trying to say is that they will come to agreement with big used game sellers, so they were able to do these sales. But as long as the publishers and, you know, Microsoft, or the owners of, you know, Microsoft, will make some profit. Well, it turns out that if these publishers do allow you to do used sales, to buy used sales, or to sell your games, it will only be at participating retailers. Alright, so no, you cannot go sell it to your friend, you cannot go sell it on eBay, you cannot go sell it on Amazon, Craigslist. No, you have to do it in a participating retailer. And which one is a participating retailer for used games? GameStop. That's just too obvious. They don't want you don't want GameStop mad because a lot of people purchase their games there. Why would they want them mad? So they say, if there's any used sales gonna be around, you can only do it at these participating retailers. Yeah, bullshit. But you know, that's what it is. You know, I predicted. I'm Nostradamus. All right, no, I'm kidding. But you know, I thought that was gonna be, and you know, it's not exactly that. But you know, the whole idea of participating retailers, they obviously don't want some people mad, or you know, just saying. All right, one of the last things though, it says give your games to your friends. So if you have a game, right, and you want to give it to your friend because you already beat it and you don't want it, and you know, why would you want it? Well, you can give that a specific game to one of your friends, as long as one thing, your friend must be in your friend list for at least 30 days. So if you just met someone and or whatever, or you know, you can just go and stand up and say, here you go, you can have it. No, you can't, right? And that was something that you could do. You could do it in 360, of course you have to go and give the disc. But now if you want, you can give the digital version, right? You don't have to go and give them the disc and the 0 code to activate it. No. Basically, you choose your friend list and you just pretty much, I guess, transfer game. You know, just here you go, have my game, right? So that's kind of a good thing. I play PC games, and that would be kind of cool if you have a game and you don't, you know, you think you probably never play it again, and you know, you say, oh, well, I'm gonna give it to someone, right? I don't know. That would be mine. That sounds actually a good thing, but again, you can only do it once, meaning that if you already gift that game to someone, that someone cannot go and give that game to someone else. Basically, what they give you is yours. You cannot give it away. Alright, so that's it. You can give that game once to someone, period. Now they're gonna have to have it, right? Which is, I guess it's okay, but now they can do nothing with it but have it. So all this Xbox One thing, it's not very appealing to the customers, at least to the gaming community. Maybe the TV community, if there is one, I don't know, but maybe they will be happy about it, and maybe they will start to purchase it. Another thing, I nearly forgot, one of the most important things, the connection, online connection. You're gonna have a 24-hour DRM, 24-hour DRM. So if you are, you know, I don't know, you don't have internet for more than a day, you're screwed. You can't play your games. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can't. You just can't. That's it. It's just a break, and that's a big problem. All right. So okay. So let's. You might think, oh, that's not a big problem. Maybe you're thinking that. You're thinking, yeah, hey, that's a big problem. For me, let's just say, for me, supposedly, I always have internet. The only times I don't have internet is when something happens, and you know, the internet goes away. But for the most part, I always have internet, and I'm thankful for it. But let's be honest. Not everywhere in the world people just have internet all the time. Alright, I've been to, you know, for example, I'm from Mexico, and I've been in Mexico, and I've seen that sometimes people don't have internet. One, because, you know, it's, if you live in the city, for the most part, your internet is pretty decent, but not everyone can just afford internet that easily. Alright, it's not as cheap as it is in the US. It's just not. And if you live in, you know, the little outskirts, the internet sucks. Trust me, it sucks. It's terrible. It's like good luck trying to play a game on Wi-Fi. I try to play League of Legends, you know, with my cousin's Wi-Fi. He lives in the outside. Good luck to me. I couldn't even move. I was like right click, 20-second later move. It was just terrible. All right, I had to, it was a laptop. I had to go and grab the little Ethernet cable and plug it in. And it's not their fault. They were paying the same money that someone that pays in the city. They're paying the exact same money, but they get a shitty ass connection because that's the best thing they offer in that place. All right. So now we're not talking just about people in the U.S. who live in the city who have good connection. We're talking about the entire world who plays video games. People out there who maybe don't even have internet, and they have consoles as a form of entertainment, right? But now they can because they have to be connected to the internet at least once every 24 hours. Now there's something about you have to be on the internet when you're playing games for 1 hour. I think if you're in a different Xbox, something like that. I didn't really understand that. If you are playing Xbox One, a game, and you are offline and you're playing that game for more than 1 hour, it just pretty much blocks you. Something like that. It blocks you because they don't want you to be messing with it. All right. So basically, the whole thing is to stop piracy. Sorry, this shit blocked off. Lol. But yeah. So basically, look, it might stop people from hacking into the system, from making all this, hacks and stuff. But it's gonna eventually happen. They've proven to hack anything. All right. They're just gonna do it because it's software. They're gonna eventually do it, and it might take longer, but they're gonna eventually do it. I don't think it's gonna completely stop. In fact, when you're doing all of this to stop hackers from hacking it, all you're saying is, basically, in other words, you're saying, oh, well, come on, try it. And all these hackers are gonna say, oh, hell yeah, take the test. Challenge accepted. I'm gonna do it. So I'm just saying that's not a really, I don't think that's gonna help the Xbox One at all. But alright, I've spoken too much. Also, the Kinect is going to be an issue because, the thing is, are you going to trust Microsoft that they're not going to be recording you or maybe recording your voice when you don't want? I mean, all you got to do is say Xbox on and that thing turns on, right? You can disable it, but if they want to, they can just record what they're seeing. I mean, the freaking camera is right there. All right. Now, I'm not saying that they will do. I really think that they won't. Why would a big company like that just risk themselves to do something stupid like that, right? But they are doing this stupid stuff already. So you might be like, what if they're going to do this stupid stuff too? Now, what's the purpose though? Why would they want to, see what you have? Well, not to come steal you, but basically for advertisement. If they see what you have in the room or something, they might say, oh, well, he likes this kind of stuff. Let's put advertisement of this kind of stuff to him or to her. So again, I don't think that's going to be an issue. I really don't. I mean, I really don't. But it's possible, right? The possibility, it's there. It's right there. All right? And also the Kinect is going to be, incorporated into the Xbox One. You cannot have an Xbox One without Kinect. So if your Kinect breaks, you're gonna have to get another Kinect. Basically, it's a component that you must have in order for it to work. Alright, so whether you like it or not, Kinect has to be there. Alright, well, I don't own an Xbox. I never owned an Xbox 360 or a regular Xbox. So that doesn't really affect me. And one last thing I want to say, and all the Xbox, for the most part, all the Xbox servers, or the first Xbox, not 360, the first one that came out, the servers are gone. You cannot play those games online anymore. Those servers are gone. They're gone. You cannot use them. If you have an Xbox, the first one, that's it. You cannot play online and things like that. What's gonna happen 8 years from now, 10 years from now, when the Xbox 2 comes out? Alright, what's gonna happen? That's it. Alright, are you just gonna shut down the servers and your Xbox One is just gonna be the one brick in your room? I mean, I know the Xbox One is not even out, but that's something to think about. Alright? First, there's no backward compatibility, or whatever you say that word, I can't pronounce it. But, okay, so there's no that. What the hell? So after that, what? When you make the Xbox 2, those games better freaking transfer. Otherwise, that's it, they're gone. You just rented the game for 8 years and now it's gone. You cannot play it anymore, which is ridiculous. Alright? Again, if that's the case, I'm sure they're not going to run their servers forever. Alright? I mean, people still play Super Nintendo. I still play Super Nintendo. And if that thing needed an internet connection back then, I'm pretty sure now they wouldn't have it. And that would be just useless. Alright? It would just sit there and not have anything. So, it's something to think about. It's something that's happening. It's gonna happen, and maybe they won't just shut down the Xbox One. Maybe by then they'll release an update that say, all right, well, we don't care about used games. We don't care about nothing anymore. You can go and do whatever you want. All right. Now we're gonna focus on the Xbox 2. Maybe that's something they're gonna do. If they do that, okay, that's still good. But all this thing they're doing, it's not good for the customers because they're just doing nothing but bad stuff and not being compensated for anything. Okay. Yes, you get the digital copy. That's cool. But so what? You still have to pay for Xbox Live to get on multiplayer and shit. Alright? If maybe you took that off, if maybe you took that online, pay every month thing, and you did this, maybe that will be a little bit to compensate. But no, you're just being stupid. I mean, you do all of this, and and if you want to play online, you still have to pay your live gold account thing. I don't know. I don't have an Xbox, like I said, so I don't know. You have premium, regular. I don't know. But that's just how it's gonna be. Xbox One. They also blocked the conference roundtable at E3, so there won't be any questioning. People won't be able to go to the Microsoft table and say, "Hey, we have a question for you." Nope, none of that. It's just gonna be no. They're not gonna answer questions. But why would they? People are not happy with them. They're just gonna be raging. They're like, "Hey, this and that and that and that." So for them it's smart, but it's not a good thing. Just because it's smart for them doesn't mean it's a good thing. But all right. See, I talked too much. See, I did talk too much. That was a lot. It was like what, 30 minutes. So all right. So if you also there's a pricing thing. What might be the cost of the PS4, the next generation console, PS4 and Xbox One. But I'm gonna check that on the other video as well as other video game news. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave the link. This is our video game channel. So you can check our channel as well and subscribe if you like what you see. If you like this video, hit thumbs up, share with your friends. And yeah, so maybe I'll talk a little bit more about the Xbox One in the other video. It's kind of long. Alright guys, well, see you guys next time. Take care and peace out.
Enemy double kill.